welcome to the 2008 World Juggling Federation Championships. I'm John Wee, and I'm joined by Owen Morse and Jason Garfield. Today we're finishing up coverage of the 2008 WJF Overall Championship with the Advanced Club Competition. Gentlemen, welcome again.
Thank you, sir. It's been a long and stressful week of competitions for the advanced competitors, but it all ends here in this final event.
25 competitions in total. Let's take a quick look back at what these competitors have been put through. We started the overall championship off with the 7-ball isolated endurance competition. Now all of these competitions award 1 point for first place, 0.5 points for second place, and 0.25 points for third place. 22 of the 25 competitions are scored this way. This all culminates up to the final 3 big competitions, the full programs for balls, rings, and clubs, which in some cases can score higher than 10 points per competition. But the overall championship is an accumulative score, so getting all these extra points early can help to calm you down if you have a significant lead before you start your full programs.
Wow, that's surprising. Bova's out so soon.
Yeah, he's also using new balls, though, that he's probably been practicing with for about a month.
All right.
And they're sticky, too. We got Toby in the front, Thomas in the front, and just behind Toby is John Brady, and behind him to the left is Doug Sayers. You just look at the patterns and look at what Toby's falling apart.
There went Toby.
Yeah.
But look at the consistency. You can kind of tell right from the start who has the most even, consistent patterns.
Yeah, Brady is rock solid.
Yeah, there's no twisting. There's no rocking back and forth, really.
Yeah.
Just coming right back to him.
Every throw peaks at about the exact same place.
Yeah.
And just look at where his hands are. The balls just get sucked right back into the same place, go right back up.
Unbelievable.
Doug looks fairly
both
similar
of
as
them
well.
look really tight.
Doug's starting to fluctuate a little there.
Long enough that Dietz needs to sit down at least.
Actually, he uses the chair the way it's meant to be used.
He can't even stand for as long as they're juggling.
Right.
There we go. John is the champion chair stander 7-baller.
Same thing, you'll notice fewer people do rings, but this is a 7-ring isolated endurance.
Bova, come on, work with us. There we go.
Toby actually won that round. Oh, interesting. I think this is Toby's first year doing any ring competitions.
Oh, now this is just ridiculous.
Yeah, now we do these, we do the 7 club isolated endurance, we do these one at a time.
Yeah.
Right.
And give them a couple of minutes to get their best run.
Right.
Now, see, it wouldn't have been too long ago where, nobody could do 7 clubs just standing on the ground and walking wherever they need to walk.
Right, just to keep it alive.
This is almost perverse.
Well, the main reason why I came up with the idea for this competition is to have people learn how to do 7 clubs a lot better. And if you can do it on a chair, you can do it a lot better overall.
That certainly makes sense.
I don't get that.
No, I get it.
I mean, if I could do 7 clubs, why would I want to do it better? That's how I look at it.
That's why you don't do 7 clubs?
Well, you and I passed 7 clubs, and we don't want to do it better.
No.
And you'd need 2 chairs.
Right, 2 chairs.
Yeah.
I can't afford that.
So this is the other 5 club back cross isolated endurance. Which this looks fairly solid. That's Doug Sayers.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a lot of walking allowed when you're up on a chair.
And that's what this competition demonstrates, is who's got the most solid and consistent patterns.
Yeah,
I mean, almost all of us, whatever trick we're doing, we have to walk around a little bit. This
look at the
certainly
robot here.
Takes that away.
I would say, double spins, you got an advantage. You're not sending those.
You're not going to have to reach as far.
Although you'll see in other competitions, his triples are just as solid as his doubles.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, when you're doing doubles, you press for time. You got to get the throws out sooner.
Certainly.
With triples, you have to have higher, more accurate throws. This is
Well-
Boba's third year doing this competition, so he's been practicing on chairs and whatever else he can stand on, and
Couches.
couches, pianos, whatever he's got around the house.
A couch gives you more room, but then when you're done, it's more comfortable to like watch TV or something.
Or watch the guy that beat you continue on.
Yeah.
Such as in Thomas's case.
Wow.
I'd say that beats pretty much everyone before him.
Yeah.
So now these endurance competitions, you can move your feet. You're on the ground, you're doing more objects. Obviously, this is 9. I'd like to see in the future an isolated 9-ball endurance, but I don't think we're close to that just yet.
No. It's great to see 9 go up, though.
Yeah, look at that.
And they usually come down.
That's the problem.
Chris Fowler managing to get a qualifying run of 9 balls in there. Thomas finally using all the same colored beanbag, which is nice.
Pretty nice.
Very
Look
nice.
at that.
Pretty nice. I just don't like to see it falling apart at the end and having to stop because it was falling apart. But longer than anybody else.
Yeah. 8.
8 rings, Daniel Eaker. Now Vova's got 1 white ring in there for some reason. Need to buy 1 more red one. Do not use the old set when you realize you're doing 1 more ring.
Someday, once he gets a good sponsorship deal.
Thomas still hasn't learned how to start with 4 rings out of his right hand, so he does the crotch holster technique, but manages to qualify though. So here's 7 clubs again. Now they're on the ground and getting longer runs because they can walk around and save the pattern.
Look at that. And a clean finish.
Tucking 3 under his arm because not risking catching all 4 clubs in one hand, as you'll see pretty much everyone else does here. Or they drop.
Boy.
He just, John Brady just kind of came out of nowhere this year.
Yeah.
And just came with like a pretty solid 7 club pattern.
Yeah, I hadn't seen much of him before and certainly didn't know he was juggling at this level.
He's a machine.
He's walking a little bit, but keeping the pattern going for a very long time.
Yeah.
That's hard to beat. This may change the story.
Boy. Yeah.
He's on the ground now, so he's got more control
Yeah.
over saving the
Do
pattern.
a few little corrections. Pattern starts heading one way, you just get yourself right underneath it.
But for me, what I like watching is just watch the very top. Look at how consistently the clubs are peaking and where they're peaking.
Right where the spin is, right how close they are to each other. It's just looks like a little 3-club pattern right at the top.
Beautiful.
Look at
No
that.
drops, catches them all in his hands, all in the handles. There should be extra points for that, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
And then, of course, were all the 360s competitions. Thomas and Vova tied in the 5-ball 360s. Thomas won the 6-ring 360s. 5-ring 360s were starting to bore me, so we switched it to 6 rings, and it can only be done in a non-synchronous pattern. Because, sync is easier, and this competition is not about making it easier for yourself.
Sure.
And that's from an event planner standpoint as well. Of course, Vova won the 3 and 5 club 360s.
We'll be back with more from the 2008 World Juggling Federation Championships after this. Welcome back to the 2008 World Juggling Federation Championships.
We then moved on to the WJF Freestyle competition, an original WJF competition so popular, others have tried to duplicate it, but none have the sheer WJF wow factor that you're about to see here.
Not even close.
In the 5-ball freestyle competition, Doug Sayers got 3rd place with a 5-ball 5-up 360 connected to back crosses. Vova Galchenko got 2nd place for this shower routine. Daniel Eaker got first place for a 5-up 3-layer 6x4 360. In the 6-ball freestyle competition, Chris Fowler received third place for a 4-up shower 360 connected to a fountain pattern. Vova Galchenko received second place for a CA8622 4-up 360 connected to a 4-up 360.
Oh my.
Vova's 6-ball sequences seem to go on way longer than you would expect a 6-ball connected moves to go. And Thomas Dietz received first place for a high-low 4-up 720.
Oh, wow.
720, high-low, higher, not so lower 720. I was very happy about that. Yeah. In the 7-ball freestyle competition, John Brady received third place for a 9999B2266 360, which looks like this.
A decade ago, it was the 7-ball pattern. If you did that, that was the freestyle.
That was the trick.
Yeah.
Doug Sayers received second place for a 4-up multiplex connected to a 7-up 360. Not really qualifying the pattern after the 360, but this is the freestyle competition, so that doesn't necessarily matter. It's freestyle. It's crazy. It's wacky. Anything goes. Don't even qualify the pattern. You might still win. Who knows? Come on. Trying to connected 6x.
Oh, goodness.
There. Oh, so close.
Oh, what is that? It's like
That
a
DB975
DB9.
we want to just can't do it.
Look at that.
Okay.
Moving on to trying to connect 966s to the move he couldn't do before. And just not happy with today.
That throw was a little off.
Oh, but look at that.
There it is.
Daniel Eaker doing the move that Thomas Dietz couldn't do.
Wow.
That's got to be embarrassing.
That hurts.
Yeah.
That hurts for the German.
Out of nowhere, first-time competitor does a move you fail
He
at.
gives it a look.
But Daniel Eaker received first place for a 1-high 4-low 5-up 360. In the 5-ring freestyle competition, Arash Farhang received third place for two 3-up 540s connected together. Vova Galchenko received second place for two 5-up 360s connected to a 2-stage 720 5-up. And first place went to Thomas Dietz for an over and back double 180 with all 5 up. A little skibbity dance backwards there, but didn't drop anything. And
Did we get a finger point? Oh, he saves it.
Oh, okay.
He's got gloves on. You can't waste your energy with finger pointing.
Leaves us wanting more.
Yeah.
In the 6-ring freestyle competition, Chris Fowler received third place for a 4-up 180 connected to overhead throws. Vova Galchenko received second place for a 4-up 360 connected to a 6-up 360. And Thomas Dietz received first place for a 6-up 360 connected to a 4-up 360. In the 7-ring freestyle competition, Chris Fowler received third place for a flash of one-handed overhead throws.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Not that far off.
No.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how visual that becomes when you get those rings on different planes.
One hand overhead.
Vova Galchenko received second place for an on and off the neck exchange. And Thomas Dietz received first place for a 5-up 360 connected into 8x6. In the 5-club freestyle competition, now we're starting at 5 clubs this year, going to 6 and 7 instead of the previous years where we had 3, 4, and 5. We will have a 1-minute 3-club freestyle in addition to these freestyle competitions, but right now, this is the 5-club freestyle competition. Toby Walker received third place for connecting the passing zone pretzel into a 3-up 360. Well, we've seen that before. That's, of course, the passing zone pretzel. Into a 3-up 360. Back into the pretzel.
Oh, so close.
That might have been enough. Vova Galchenko received second place for 6-4X in shoulder throws. Oh, trying to take out Thomas a different way.
Yeah. Ooh, let's see that in slow motion.
Not bad aim.
Oh, you think he could have got out of the way?
I just like the noises that Thomas makes when he's in danger. And Thomas Dietz received first place for connecting a 3-up 720 into one-sided flats. In the 6 Club Freestyle competition, new this year, Thomas Dietz received third place for a 9.555 connected to 7.5. First year for a 6 Club Freestyle competition. Some people said I'm pushing them too hard, too fast. But you can see there.
I don't think so.
Nice solid 6 Club sequence. And well, now he pushed himself too hard, because that wasn't my fault.
No,
He'd already done something.
That can't be blamed on you.
No.
Toby Walker received second place for a half shower. Toby going from a triple-double into a half shower, parallel to front throws.
Wow. He totally qualified.
Definitely. And first place went to Vova Galchenko for a 9.555 with the 5s thrown as back crosses.
Oh, good.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe I just saw that.
It's always amazing when I go back into the pattern.
Yeah.
Did that just happen?
That just happened.
In the 7 Club Freestyle competition, only 2 competitors qualified moves. Toby Walker received second place for a 6 Club Flash with the 7th Club balanced on his face. 7, now Toby's kind of going to 6 with a balance.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure this should count, but I guess the judges allowed it this year. Thomas does a 1-up 360, catching on the wrong end for no points at all. Now these don't score points, but I think this is worth noting. There's an 8x6 with 7 clubs by Toby, and Vova going from the 7 Club basic pattern into 8x.
Oh! It doesn't
qualify, but also doesn't drop and collects. I mean, that's the beginning of that move.
Yeah.
And Vova Galchenko received first place for a 9.66, connected back to a qualify of the basic pattern.
Qualified it.
Qualifies, no drops.
Look at
beautiful.
that.
Strikes a She-Ra Princess of Power pose. And of course, recognizing that there's a lot of cool 3 club moves that the competitors can do, and since the advanced club program started at 4 clubs and the freestyle format we just watched starts at 5, we brought in a new 1-minute 3 club freestyle competition. Now this is judged based on the overall routine, including difficulty and originality with 3 clubs. Deductions are given, but only for drops, not for moving the feet, collisions, wrong end catches, etc. That's an interesting head combination there, going to flats.
Little extra freestyle.
Yeah. And it just says, screw it, and knocks the club off of his head.
He's kind of the king of flats, isn't he? He's got all sorts of back crosses with flats. And
yeah. Of course, more people are doing flats now, but in 2004, he kind of debuted a lot of flat moves. He was still nobody's doing this but him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is so hard.
But he was the first one in competition to try 5 club flats. Well, him and Toby, I suppose.
That's a nice kick-up that never touches the ground.
Yeah. To me, that's a true kick-up. If it never touches the ground, you catch it on your foot, you kick it right back up.
Yeah.
Right.
Never touching the floor.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. I mean, I guess they're pretty nice the other way, too, but...
Same thing with the body throws. The club shouldn't bang against the floor as they're going through your legs either. Most stuff shouldn't touch the floor.
It shouldn't bang against anything, really.
No.
That's a great combination.
Yep, now they have a minute to squeeze in all their moves. And I think that's it for Peter. And there goes Scotty Metzer, communicating some vital information to the A jury from the B jury.
It's good to see Scotty working.
Vova's got a lot of 3 club moves, and one of the reasons why I felt we needed to have a 3 club freestyle when we bumped up the club freestyle starting at 5 and going to 6 and 7 is still want to see some creativity in the 3 club freestyle moves.
Yeah, it really gives people a chance to show their own style, some combinations that they invented.
And stuff that's just not possible with 4 or 5 clubs.
Right.
There he is, threading the pendulum.
What's the new name for this?
I think so.
That's called, I believe that's crotch madness. Yep, 720 with a little bit of stumbling around, but no deductions in the freestyle for that. You only get deducted for drops in the freestyle. You can scramble around as much as possible to save it, catch them on the wrong ends, meaning the ends you didn't intend to catch them on. It's all good.
Penguin catches.
Penguins.
Oh.
Drop that penguin.
Time.
That was Bogoryarchenko.
Toby kind of leans a lot further over than most people when they do this move.
Yeah, he's up on his toes.
Yeah, lifting the feet up, I always feel you should keep your feet planted. But he's moved on, so we can too. These are like halfsy-wafsies. Kind of over the head, but no, I'm just kidding. They're coming right back.
Toby is one of the more creative jugglers.
I was just going to say the same thing. He has some really nice ideas. And some really.
But now I'd like to see
Cool
that move
moves.
done with both hands going back and forth instead of those basic throws in between the helicopters. Just, consistent helicopters or head flips.
Yeah, a little tap on the ground on some of those.
Yeah.
Oh,
goodness.
all
We've
right,
seen
I
him
wanna
do that
see that.
before.
Yeah, and
And that is one of the
just-
prettiest.
What do we call that? We call that the froggy style juggling.
Froggy
Sorry,
style.
Stella. I think that's the most polite thing you could call it. We'll be back with more from the 2008 World Juggling Federation Championships after this. Welcome back to the 2008 World Juggling Federation Championships. And that brings us now to the last event, the 25th competition in the overall championship, the Advanced Club Competition. 30 move limit, 3-minute time limit.
Yep, connect as many moves together as possible for bonus points and avoid the drops and other mistakes at all costs.
And first up this year, in his last competition of his career, Thomas Dietz.
Thomas has announced that he's retiring from competition after this year. So what you're about to see should be the last competition he ever enters.
Unless he comes out of retirement, which he's always got that option.
Yeah, that does kind of make it a pointless announcement to make if you end up coming back.
Well, we'll see if Thomas competes again in the next 50 years, so I'll confirm Thomas's retirement at WJF 55.
And we still won't have flying cars.
Starting with the one-sided flat throws. Head flip connected to a triple single pattern connected right to a 6x4.
Every once in a while, it's good to step back and realize what we're seeing.
Yeah.
5 years ago, none of this was happening.
These are some amazing tricks.
We call them moves now. That's how much it's evolved. It's a whole new name.
But even the idea that of connecting everything,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the fact that so many of these competitors have just learned the importance of connecting one thing to another, and it really keeps things moving.
Before 2004, there were very few connections being done in juggling as a whole.
Yeah.
But make it part of the rules, and everyone does it because you get more points for it.
It takes juggling to a whole new level.
Well, it also perfects each individual move. If you can connect them together, each move has to be solid.
.744 connected to a 97531. That's too bad with that drop. Looked like he just about had control of the pattern.
Now just going for the head flip. Oh,
Uh-oh.
still having trouble even without the connection from 744.
Oh, there
There
you
we
go.
go.
97531 with a head
That
roll on
makes
the
it
one.
look easy. Now there's this very disturbing looking move. 4 club sink, half flat, half not flat.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that move.
Hate that one. If I could, I'd ban it from being done, but...
A flat needs to be perfectly flat
Yeah.
for it to be effective,
Yeah.
or at least to be pretty to look at.
I love those sashaying back crosses he does.
Yeah, he keeps moving those feet, doesn't he?
Well, it's the hips. It's the hip action that I like. So look at that. There's really no deductions for hip action. He's really taking advantage of that loophole.
Uh-oh. I think he's crying.
It may just be the pain associated with dislocating his hips because he was really going to town on that area with those back crosses. Trying to connect a 3 up 360 into flats. Oh,
wow. It's a big collision.
Come on, do it. Overspun. Yeah. That's bad today.
He's very chatty.
Not very happy with that. He's done, but doesn't seem very happy with it. But clubs has never been his strong prop. He's always been strong with his balls.
So here again is that 97531. And that was the miss.
You can see the difference between dropping and not dropping there.
There's a big difference. Yeah, there's a lot less things on the floor.
Now look at what happened here. He lost.
Just a miscatch.
But look at that reaction. That's how you know he really cares and maybe wishes he had prepared his routine earlier than the start of the convention.
Thomas Dietz scores a 7.8, bringing his overall score to 41.
Up next is Peter Gerber.
It was a 4-up multiplex start out of one hand.
And Peter's flats do look really nice, so I don't mind so much when he does it.
Alternating back crosses and sink into a 4-up 360. He actually competed in 2004 at the first WJF and hasn't been back until now.
Yeah, I remember him there. He was great.
He's actually he's been studying to become a doctor. So I would say that when he does become a doctor, he'll be the best juggling doctor in the world. I don't think there's a doctor in the world that could juggle better than him. That's really nice looking. See, that's what I'm talking about. Symmetry, at least. Even though they're different throws, they're both facing.
They sync right up with each other.
Oh, nice connection. So those back crosses connected right to a balance and then into back crosses again with the 3. Chin roll, nose balance switch to a chin balance to a head balance.
Gets out of it.
Trying it again, I think, here.
Maybe unintentionally.
Back crosses again. Oh, into triple single back crosses.
That's a good connection.
Yeah, he really likes back crosses and flat throws and connecting them both together there. He was one of the first ones to be doing flat throws with 4 and 5 objects in competition, and now everybody's doing it.
Flat throws are deceptively challenging. Those clubs just don't want to be thrown without any spin on them.
It's the equivalent of trying to make a ring thrown as a pancake throw. They don't want to do that. Apparently these clubs don't want to be thrown as back crosses right now either.
And they also hate to be anthropomorphized.
Triple single back crosses now being done with the left hand throwing the triples and then going into all 4 in triples.
Let's see if he's going to go for it again.
Sorry.
Two up multiplex into the shower pattern.
A multiplex shower pattern. Okay. He also, I noticed this from the first convention, he's wearing really slippery shoes. He kind of slides around the stage when he's trying to go pick up the clubs. That really doesn't help much. Back cross chin rolls. That was clean.
Okay, into 5.
He's going into triples, probably setting up for back crosses. Yeah.
I think that's a nice way to get into triple spin back crosses, is set up the back crosses first with triples in front.
Yeah. You changes the pattern first. Yeah, the timing for it.
His time is up, but he wants it. Yeah.
Well, it's his favorite trick, so I guess
Apparently so.
Yeah.
he's still getting deductions for this time, though. All of the moving of the feet. There's no points he can get after time is announced. But
Well, I think he just is doing this. He's heading back to Germany, but first,
first, I'm going to show you that I can do this, and he did.
that's
for me.
nice.
It's that nice back cross parallel to front throw in sync. Oh, and here's that connection, the back crosses to the balance, right into
And
back
the back
crosses.
crosses.
And even the balance was handed behind his back up onto his
Yeah.
forehead.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And Peter scores a 6.6, bringing his overall score to a 6.9 since he only competed in one other competition.
Up next is Chris Fowler.
Seems a little
A little ominous.
after the ball routine.
Yeah.
Is that the same piece of gum, you think?
Oh, beautiful.
Starting off with flat throws.
Triple single.
Triple single. This is very similar to Thomas's routine, actually. Chaotic entry into multiplex throws, but now seems to have it under control.
Multiplexes and singles, easier to keep close to you, but difficult to keep in singles.
How does 5-club single spins compare to 5-club double spins, point-wise?
You do get points for doing 5 clubs in singles, even though Vova makes it look no more difficult.
Right.
Oh yeah, for him that's just an idol.
Kick up into 4-club flats. This is interesting. This is 4-club half spins.
Which is really nice looking from
Yeah.
the side. I wouldn't think to do that, but it looks great.
And then full reverse spins.
Those connected well to overhead throws too.
Yeah.
They just landed right above his head.
Yeah.
Natural connection.
One thing that's great about these competitions is that it's not a performance. You can take a moment to get your energy back, stretch out without worrying about your presentation.
That's got to be hard. He's got to stop chewing
With
gum for a little while.
Yeah, that is hard with gum.
Fairly long sequence of connected side swaps ending in 4-club singles.
Oh, an American tries the
Yeah.
flat, and
We've lost one now.
yes, he's gone to the other side, and yet
Oh, trying to
A
connect.
little
That's
European vacation.
it's hard enough to keep, like you were saying, to keep flat throws flat when you're trying to do them in splits.
In double
separate them.
splits.
Here he tries again. Yeah.
Right, and then they rotate sideways in
Yeah.
addition to
All the wrong axes.
the axes
working.
of evil.
that's what they are.
Those were evil. That's a 6-club multiplex pattern. Easier than actually juggling 6 clubs in a fountain pattern. But
It's nice looking.
yeah, and it's still. Oh, I think he qualified that before he made that last drop. Yeah, when you're working with 6 clubs, it's still 6 clubs and still difficult to control them all. There's that kick up into a flat. Yeah.
And then watch, he catches the wrong end, then the right end, then the wrong end.
Well, now it's only the wrong end if you didn't intend to catch on that end. It's the right end.
Sorry.
The right end, the big right end.
In that case, the
small
handles
right
would have
end.
been the wrong end if
Yeah,
you meant
go.
to catch it on the other end.
Yeah, that sequence up to these overheads. I like that.
Yeah, nice transition.
And Chris Fowler scores a 5.0, bringing his overall score up to a 13.4.
Up next is Doug Sayers. Doug Sayers is from Chicago, Illinois, and is 20 years old.
Starting off with a 9.7531. little shaky on the re-entry, but keeping together long enough to qualify, and then drops. Still gets the 97531 and just a drop deduction. 5 up 360, trying to connect at this thing, and here's where you can see that singles are challenging.
He did qualify that, didn't he? Probably?
No. I did not qualify that one there, though. He's trying a 3 up 360 in doubles out of singles. It's similar to Vova's, only Vova keeps them all in singles. But there he's got some good control over the singles, and then that's a nice transition into 6x4. And back out to the pattern. 7-4-4 action there. Can you side swap fans?
A nice old school 3 up 360. Come on, I can even do that.
And an old school 3 up 180.
Probably going to do some back cross. Yeah, just like Peter Gerber and Thomas starts off in the triples.
Setting up with the triples.
Yeah, nice to turn your back to the audience. See the full back cross.
See the whole trick. Oh, it was perfect.
For my money, 5 club back crosses. That's one of the most beautiful tricks.
Really nice control over that qualifying run of a 6 club sink fountain pattern.
Yeah, I think of this as the old school way to juggle 6 clubs.
It's the hardest way that I know.
Yeah.
Yep.
3 in each hand.
Yeah,
It's
keep
so
those,
good to see. And
the handles come down at exactly the wrong angle, unless you can figure out how to do it otherwise.
It's hard to get those angle right.
Yeah,
so they just
and
come right back.
you run out of room. The collision in that pattern is very high.
As you can see, it just takes one collision to mess up. I mean, the other clubs could be minding their own business and be thrown perfectly, but just one bad apple.
Yep.
No, let's not say apple. That's,
Juggling and
throw.
apples just don't mix.
No. He's having some trouble here with these connections, trying a 4 up 360 in the back crosses, now just going to the back crosses. 4 sets in a row, 12 back cross throws. And he got it. He looked like he was trying to connect to something else, but we may never know what.
Had to abort. Kind of got jerked and tugged around on that 360 with a low wide throw on his left side.
And, all right, let's see this. He was in 5 club singles. 3 up 360 back missing. That looks perfect. That was solid. His first attempt was not the best, and he dropped, but came back
here's
strong.
that nasty 6 club pattern that I think
Clean
worthwhile.
run.
Starts off
it.
well. He tries to connect to triple, double, and then boom.
A glancing blow, and that's all.
And Doug Sayers scores a 4.8, bringing his overall score up to a 10.6.
Up next is Toby Walker.
Now, clubs are Toby's specialty prop, starting off with 7. Trying to get that out of the way quickly.
Well, he does get it out of the way.
There's some pre-planning. He told himself, just one try, whatever happens.
You get it, you get it. You don't.
Here we go again.
Move on.
Here we go again with the
There they are.
the flats and the
But
not so flats.
he does it very clean.
He does. He does. I almost don't mind watching it when he does.
I can almost watch that.
The chin rolls with the balance. Well, you don't want to go a little to the right or the left on that switch there.
This is actually tricky to jump it from your forehead to your chin.
While juggling at the same time.
Right.
Just try doing that with one club without the juggling.
Right.
See what your face looks like at the end of that day. I think that was good. I think we qualified all of that. He sure seems in a hurry in between.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to give him an extra minute or something.
4 minutes next year.
He's got things to show us.
Yeah.
Those are
We wanna
triples,
see
those
it.
are quadruple spins. Right into flats.
That's his signature connection there.
Astonishing.
Were those quads?
Yeah, they're.
Yeah.
He does them really low and really fast.
Wow.
Well, that was a 5-up 360 into 7.53s, I believe, and he did qualify both of those.
Into columns.
3 in one hand, 2 in the other.
That's a
Oh,
great
it's a
transition.
beautiful one, right into the basic pattern.
Qualified that.
No, he did not qualify that, unfortunately. Just one throw short of qualifying. Oh, yes. Someone lubed up his clubs before he went out there. That might explain some of it.
That's not good.
Wow. Look at that.
2-2-1 splits, I guess you might call that.
Something like that. Yeah, it's basically 4 club splits in a passing zone pretzel. Oh, disrespected the passing zone pretzel by dropping on it before the first cross arm.
I'm going to have to get together with him and show him
There
how
you
this
go.
is done.
There he goes.
Oh,
nice.
right back.
5-3-1. Nice.
Wow.
Doesn't
Very
qualify the pattern, unfortunately.
Oh,
Gets no points for the connection there, or the 9.7531.
Toby has one of the most outrageous 180. It's hard to explain. It's a multiplex. I hope we're going to see it.
Oh, this
here.
one here. I don't know how to explain this.
Look-
Shoulder throw multiplex.
There it is. Ridiculous.
I don't know if he qualified before
That's
that
a
drop.
we
signature
saw what it was.
signature move.
You saw the important parts.
Yeah, we
That's what
saw the
matters.
good part.
We know what a 5-club pattern looks
It
like.
just looks impossible.
The only thing you need that pattern for is to qualify the move. But we saw what it looked like. So here's that 5-up 360 connected to 7.53, 7.53, 7.53, 7.53, and that's as many times as he needed to do it. This is a 6x4, and then from here he switches to 3 in one hand and 2 in the other. Right there, that's where the switch
Yeah,
happened. Now
yeah.
there's 3 in the right, 2 in the left, and now he's going to collect 2 in one hand. Right there, and then 3 up 360. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more throw. He needed one more throw to qualify the pattern. You almost want to just give it to him, but
Yeah,
at the
Toby,
same
you're
time,
breaking my heart.
here's the other failed connection. Here's the passing zone pretzel. And then right after this, 9, 7, 5, 3, 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 throws. 2 throws short.
Heartbreaking.
Uh,
So you get no points for these. It's, he demonstrated this skill, but he didn't follow the rules of demonstrating the skill. But he certainly is unique, and he stands out. And when you're watching Toby juggle, you're watching Toby juggle.
Yeah.
Especially when you see the patterns not qualified.
that's his trademark.
Almost seemed like a compliment.
It was
my inability to follow through with a compliment.
It was a compliment that just
You
took
were
a
doing
U-turn.
so well, and then you didn't qualify.
Yeah. I didn't qualify the compliment.
No, you
I
did
guess
not
we're even then.
Qualify the compliment.
All right.
And Toby Walker scores a 5.3, bringing his overall score up to 21.
Up next is our last competitor of the Advanced Club Competition, our last competitor of the 2008 Overall Championship, and our last competitor of WJF 5, Vova Galchenko.
Let's go. Vova is the Maria Sharapova of juggling.
Did Maria Sharapova drop clubs right when she started her routine?
I'm just talking about his sexiness factor.
Oh.
That's
Okay.
what it is. 5-up 180 connected to a 3-up 360.
Now here's that transition that Doug was doing. Only all of his throws stay in singles. 3-up. Look how high those
That
singles
is
are.
unreal.
How he controls those.
Vova controls single throws with 5, like single spins, like nobody would
And
see.
that is a wonderful transition right there.
Yeah, that is pretty.
Yeah, that 3-up 90.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which even though it's less than a 180, might be more difficult.
And here are some back crosses.
He did. He
Hold
started
up
with doubles and then went to triples.
Yeah.
Failed on that actually in 2006, but this year I think he got it. He might have been short a couple throws. Moving on to 7 clubs now.
7 clubs.
7 clubs.
And now does he qualify that?
I think he got 14 catches there.
Okay.
He may not be aware of it. So it looks like he's going to try it again.
That could be a qualified pattern.
Oh wait, someone
Drop deduction.
just yelled out to him and told him he got it. So he's going to believe that person.
Okay.
and just move on.
And
We will
hope
go
it's
back.
A trusted
We'll go
individual.
4 up multiplex again now into alternating shoulder throws.
That's a pretty trick.
Yeah. From the side and then try to connect 2 up 360 into this alternating continuous shoulder throw. He's learned from the years past to just move on. If it's not working,
Yeah.
you just go on to something else that will work.
Yeah.
But now Vova's doing flat throws.
Yeah.
Vova was not doing flat throws when he started out in this competition, and now he was doing a 4 up 360 into flats. And now that's his signature transition there.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Shot.
He's not going to be happy with this.
You know, but he's not showing it. In years past, you've seen physically that it just pains him when he drops. He's moving on.
Oh, that was a nice transition. A back cross sequence into a 4 up back cross 360. When you practice competing, you get better at competing, just like practicing the moves. So the more you compete, the better you get at it. Two-stage 720. The only competitor in history in any competition, anywhere in any dimension, to pull off that move. Did it for the first time in 2005.
Here's that. Is this going to be the transition?
Yeah.
The 90?
Oh, the 90.
Yeah.
Yep, 90 is wonderful. I don't even know how you figure out which throw goes to which hand. Oh, here's a 7 club run. Let me count this out here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 even.
Okay.
So he got at least 14, maybe 15. He needed 14 to qualify that, so I believe he did get that.
It is good.
So whoever yelled out at him was really doing their counting.
He drops that.
Because you don't want to be the person that yelled out you got it
Yeah,
when you
you're
didn't.
fine. Move on.
Yeah.
Oops. I mean, you were off by 1.
Sorry.
When I said 14, I sort of meant 13.
So here's 4 back crosses, 4 back crosses, 4 back crosses. That's 12, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 360, all in back crosses.
Good grief.
And Vova is just getting better and better. I mean, you don't think it's possible when you see him one year that he can be better next, but
He keeps pushing himself every year.
it's amazing.
I don't know where he finds the motivation. Well, you know, the juniors are motivated by people like Vova, but who's motivating Vova?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know, not us. I don't know.
Yeah.
So Vova Galchenko scores an 8.2, bringing his overall score up to a 33.2. So that places Toby Walker in 3rd place, Vova Galchenko in 2nd, and for the 4th year in a row, now the 2008 WJF overall champion, Thomas Dietz. A 4-year winning streak, over $12,000 in prize money, 4 free round-trip flights to Las Vegas from Germany, international exposure and fame, and a resume loaded with WJF awards. Now that Thomas has retired, who will win the 2010 overall championship? Vova Galchenko, Doug Sayers, Daniel Aker, Chris Fowler, Toby Walker, or maybe you?
From the exotic Riviera Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada, I'm Owen Morse.
I'm John Wee.
And I'm the idiot who's already started planning WJF 6, Jason Garfield.
Thank you all for joining us for the most extensive sport juggling competition coverage in the world.
That's really not that hard to do.
Well, that's true, but we did it and nobody can say that we didn't. We'll see you all in 2010 when we will do it all again.
Unless we're all living in bunkers by then.
I'm going to build a flying car.
How do I take these headphones off? Are we done? I pull away from the ears?
Pull.
Away? Oh, there you go.
And to the left.
Up, back and to the left. Back and to the left.